what you guys have built is a brand. And there's a lot of listeners out there going, man, I got Joe's HVAC. We're not a brand. We turn wrenches, we help people, we're passionate, but I don't know how to make this into a national brand, which is really what you guys have done. So why is building a brand so important?
I think one of the things with building the brand is you need to realize that you already have a brand and you're constantly building a brand. And you need to ask yourself, what kind of brand am I building? And then the other thing is that your brand doesn't really belong to you. It belongs to your customer, meaning that they really set what your brand is. So I think that's the first place to start. The second thing, though, is that at least for us, and my recommendation would be to get out of the rat race of transactional business. So you can just do transactions, and meaning a customer, they choose you, I give you a service, and then we're done. And then after that, you may get them again, you may not. And so we knew we had to serve people in a way that they would keep coming back. And not only coming back, they would tell their friends. And actually, in the beginning, we didn't have a lot of money to advertise and to market. So we needed to serve people so well so that we were their preferred choice going forward. And one of the phrases that we really look for when we serve people is, I'm a customer for life. I mean, it's almost like taking on mythical proportions here, similar to, It's a Wonderful Life, when every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. It's almost like every time somebody says, I'm a customer for life, it's almost like, bells go off here. That's what we're going for. We're wanting to serve people so well, and they feel so taken care of, that we don't become a transaction anymore. They become a customer for life.
I love that. And this whole idea of customer service, serving the customer, obviously that's a big part of building the brand, but you guys have focused on a lot of other areas as well to build the brand. So walk us through some of those.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest areas is social media. And I wouldn't say we were on necessarily the cutting edge of the world for social media, but certainly in our industry. And so those were some of the experiments that we call experiments, where we really got into it. So we got into Facebook, and we got into Instagram, and we got into doing podcasts very, very early. And we wanted to have a real connection with the customer. And those mediums really allowed us to do that. It allowed us to show our personality. Our personalities really mesh well with the customers. It allowed us to entertain the customers. It allowed us to inform the customers. And every once in a while, we don't do it a lot as far as a ratio, but we would actually sell the customer. So we would do a promotion, or we'd highlight a new product. But more often than not, maybe even a 9-to-1 ratio, we're trying to entertain, educate, inform, just make it a really good experience, and just connect with the customer.
Yeah, I think a lot of businesses out there, you see a lot of the 1, not a lot of the 9. You just see sale,
Yes.
stock photo, we've got a promo, here's a business card on social media.
Yeah.
And what you guys have done is say, hey, what kind of content could we produce that could really help our customers and our fans really make this a more fun experience, educate them along the way, entertain them, and get them excited about going to do the things that we love as well. And so I love that you guys have done that. And you talked about that, knowing who your customer is. And that's such a
Right.
key part. You guys have dialed that in to a core. So how do you determine that ideal customer and what problems you're going to solve for them?
Yeah, and that's a great question. And I think one of the things is you do need to know your customer, and you need to know your core customer, but you need to be open to other customers as well. And so what do I mean by that? At one point, it might sound surprising, but our core customer was a bird watcher. And we still serve those customers now, but now our core customer is a hunter. They love to shoot. They might be in competition shooting. It might be somebody in the military and law enforcement. And so we were open to somebody outside of our core customer that was very interested in our products and serving them. So have your customer personas, your avatars, know your data. That's really important. But don't have blinders on to the point that you're not going to see opportunities outside of your core customer if they open up. It's really, really important that you are open to be able to pivot, because most of the companies that I've associated with, and certainly within our companies that have really grown, they've grown through a series of those pivots. So again, you do need to know your customer, your data, all those things, but be open to other opportunities that present themselves.
Yeah, that's huge. And you guys, again, have really evolved and innovated where you said, hey, guess what? Our products have changed, our customers are changing, and now we have a different core customer. So that's super important to know your data, know where the trends are going, know what's being sold, and where people are really attaching themselves to is huge for building that brand.